The Mandela effect is an odd phenomenon where multiple people, sometimes hundreds of people, remember something that never actually happened. Keep in mind, every Mandela effect may not actually affect you. Mandela effects affect people in different ways. It may greatly affect you to the point that it makes you question a large part of your childhood or your life, or it may barely affect you at all. So join me today as we discuss a Mandela effect.
Now let's get it started with the men you all know. Here's another Anthony James video.
Alright, so I want to start with the Mandela effect that it's pretty famous, pretty well known, but honestly this one really got me when I first started. This one still kind of messes me up and doesn't sound right even when I watch the original footage. And just so you know, I'm not talking about... Now keep in mind, this wasn't like this line was in the original version, and as far as I know, it's never been changed in the hundreds of reworks of Star Wars and things added and taken out. This line was never tampered with, according to everything I could find, which is very odd, the Mandela effect. But very quickly, I just want to ask you how you remember it. Is it Luke, I am your father? Or is it no, I am your father? But both those, I mean, they make sense, I guess, because he was talking to Luke. But the thing is, it's like everything, every parody or anything always says Luke, I am your father. It's like you can hear it as clear as day. Luke, I am your father, because it's like Luke, I am your father, you know. And it's like people are saying because it's parodied so much, like in Tommy Boy and Simpsons and pretty much everything, like 1,000 times. It's pretty much been a cliche. It's a cliche at this point, and that's why everybody remembers it as Luke, I am your father. But it's actually no, I am your father, which is very, very strange. I mean, it still sounds strange and kind of takes me back. I mean, I've seen Star Wars probably 100 times. I mean, as a kid, my dad owned a video store, so I saw probably a very, very early copy of the film. It was way before the prequels came out, that's for sure, because I remember when the prequels came out. But anyway, it was early 90s when my dad owned this video store, and so I watched several movies like that, and Star Wars happens to be one that I still own the VHS. So I have a very, very old copy of the VHS, and have watched that VHS so many times. I mean, it's the one. I mean, Darth Vader looks blue in it. I mean, if that tells you, which is, you know, but I mean, even stuff on the internet that I can find other people's copies and so on and so forth. It just doesn't match up to me. It doesn't make sense. And we even have the voice actor James Earl Ray, who actually voiced Darth Vader. He's actually said, Luke, I am your father. And Mark Hamill, which actually played Luke, has also done it on, I think it was a Saturday Night Live skit, has actually said, Luke, I am your father. So that one really throws me off. It really messes with my head just because it's just like, how is this even, like, what? Like, one of the most famous lines ever is misquoted. And it's so weird how many Mandela effects. I mean, I honestly didn't even know if I believed this, but I mean, this type of stuff is mind-blowing to me. It's like, in my mind, I can't even, like as a kid, I mean, Luke, I am your father. I remember sitting there repeating the lines. And I mean, that was one of the lines I repeated. I mean, I remember having the toys, you know, the very, very old vintage toys, along with the Kenner re-release toys, and I mean, this doesn't make sense to me. I mean, Darth Vader was by far one of my favorite Star Wars characters. So this one it's really mind blowing to me. In my opinion, some of us doesn't even you can't even fathom how this could even happen. Like, how could it be misquoted, unless, you know, and maybe there is other realities or something's going on. This makes me believe it. Like, this honestly is kind of making me a believer in the whole Mandela effect. Okay, this is another Mandela effect, and let me know if this one affects you or not. Let me know if any of these affect you, because I'm really curious. Because I've asked a lot of people, because I mean at this point I know of hundreds of Mandela effects, and quite a few of them you'll ask somebody that, and they give you what you would say, which isn't the quote unquote correct answer. But this one messes me up too, because like I said, Darth Vader was one of my favorite characters. I had a ton of toys, watched the movies all the time. Even even re-releases and things like that. Even whenever even though I watched old copies where Darth Vader looked pretty much blue. I mean, I even watched re-releases and remasters and went to the theaters when they was releasing in the theater. I think it was the '90s, maybe. Yeah, it had to be in the '90s. So yeah, it was. Star Wars was a big deal for me as a kid. But listen to this. Darth Vader's nose. Is it black or is it silver? It's actually silver, which is very odd to me and almost doesn't look right. Now you can find a lot of toys where it's all black and stuff, but just look at it. I mean, doesn't that look off to you? Kind of odd. Like it's in the middle of his face. How would you not notice that? If I don't know, if pretty much any character would have had a big silver nose that was pretty much all black for the most part, wouldn't that be very noticeable? I mean, yeah, he's not completely black, but still, his face, I mean, like, other than the, whatever that is, that little bit of silver here and there, I mean, but the nose, that's quite a bit of the mass that's actually silver, which is very, very weird to me and very, almost off-putting, almost strange. Like, I mean, that's not something somebody had to point out to you. I mean, I noticed other parts of his mask being silver, so why would I not notice that part? And speaking of silver and things that are pretty noticeable, C-3PO. One of his legs, I mean, is he completely gold or is one of his legs silver? You probably guessed that in our reality, he has a bottom half of his leg is actually silver. It's very strange. I've always pictured him as being all gold. And I'm aware, and I think it's episode 3, that he is all gold at the very end. And I think his leg is also in the, I don't know what you even call it, the episode 7, 8, 9, whatever you call that, that trilogy. He is all gold at the bottom of his legs. Episode 9 hasn't came out yet, so something changes. But he has a red arm, which that is very noticeable. But the silver, that's very odd. I mean, yeah, in some parts I could see why. In different versions, it would be hard to tell that it's all silver. I can definitely see that, and I'll give you that. But the thing is, there's also multiple outfits made, right? And some of them you can see. Like I'm seeing, like these official outfits. For Star Wars, the C-3PO outfits that are, in fact, fully silver. So it's odd. I mean, you'll go around, you'll find something like that, but then, in the actual movie, it's like, why? I mean, I guess I get it. They were like, oh, he's supposed to be whatever, damaged and parts swapped out and this and that. Cool. The thing is, the color silver is pretty noticeable. I mean, there is a silver C-3PO that, so it's kind of like, why isn't there, I mean, why would this not be very noticeable? That's what I'm trying to get at. This is something I feel like you would definitely notice about a character. I mean, I have a ton of toys. A lot of the toys, he is fully silver, which is also, very odd and very inaccurate, considering. But the thing is, I actually own toys. I went and I found toys where you can see where he does have the bottom part of his right leg is silver, which is odd, right? Isn't that odd? How would I not notice that on some of that stuff, on some toys that they've made before, right? I mean, that's kind of mind blowing to me. Very, very, very mind blowing. That's one of the Mandela effects that definitely gets me. Another Star Wars Mandela effect that's really messing with me, and it's very odd because I can like hear in my head saying it. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, does he actually, um, the line, does he say the Force will be with you? Or sorry, I'm sorry, is it the Force will be with you always? Or, see, that even just sounds weird. I had trouble even like saying I had to go back and read it, make sure I was reading it right. Or is it may the Force be with you? It's actually the Force will be with you always. That's odd, right? I mean, I even remember it's like, may the Force be with you or whatever. I mean, other people say it, right? You know, throughout the series, but I mean, he's the one that you associate with saying it. I mean, if I were to say, may the Force be with you, you'd be like, oh, it's an Obi-Wan Kenobi quote, right? So that one does mess with me quite a bit. I don't know. I don't see how that could be so wrong. I mean, these are like the two biggest quotes of the franchise. Luke, I am your father, may the Force be with you, arguably, probably not even that arguably, are actually like wrong now. Isn't that odd? It's very odd. It's super odd to me, in my opinion. I just don't get it. I don't understand like how I don't understand how this is like how this could be. Like, this is so confusing to me. Like, this just really confusing. Like, let me know down below. Is that how you remember it? Do you remember may the Force be with you? And do you remember him saying may the Force be with you, Obi-Wan Kenobi? Or is it the Force will be with you always? I don't want to finish up with the Mandela effect that I found. Didn't find a whole lot of people really talking about it, but apparently it is because there's enough people talking about it for me to believe that it possibly is a Mandela effect for some people. It actually does not affect me at all. I actually remember even thinking, why didn't he get a medal? But it's Chewbacca not getting a medal at the end of Star Wars, which is very odd to me why he wouldn't get a medal. Also, it's actually just Han and Luke to get the medals, but Chewie did a lot too actually, so he definitely deserves a medal. And there's actually a comic book I think where he does get a medal, so it's all odd that he doesn't get the medal in the movie. So I mean, that kind of, to me, that's just an odd Mandela effect in my opinion. It's just one of those Mandela effects that make you think like, why would it be like that? Why would he not get the medal? You know, and I remember as a kid that kind of stood out to me just a little bit. I was like, why is he not also getting a medal? I mean, he did quite a bit, and he was, you know, like a big part of everything going on, and for him not to get a medal is just strange, out of place. I think I did hear a story though, which, you know, in this reality, what actually happened was something along the lines that they only had 2 medal props, and I guess they decided, you know, that Chewbacca or Chewie would be the one not to get the medal. Which, yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you only had 2, yeah, you'd probably be the one not to get it. But anyway, that think that kind of wraps it up. I really can't think of any more. I mean, most of these did affect me. I mean, obviously, 4 out of 5, that's 80% affected me, which is quite high, in my opinion. Let me know, did I miss any Star Wars Mandela effects? If there's some I'm not aware of. I mean, some of these, you know, whenever I was researching, I never heard of, and some of these hadn't really been talked about too often. So I don't know if like some of these are common but not super common or whatever. I mean, you know, and again, like I'm saying, I mean, whatever you think about the Mandela effect or whatever you believe, I mean, it's one of those things that it's hard to deny. You know, that something's going on. Is it something with reality? Is it time travelers went back and messed things up? Is it so what's that company, CERN? Are they messing with things? I mean, what's going on? You know, what is happening? But anyway, guys, I think that's gonna do it for today. Planning on actually already working on a few more Mandela Effect videos that should be coming up hopefully pretty soon. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if any of these affected you at all, or if they didn't affect you. Let me know that too. Please, you know, thumb the video up. And just let me know. Let me know how you guys feel about the whole thing. I mean, is it crazy? Is it all just crazy? I don't know. It's very hard to figure out. But I mean, there's definitely got to be something going on. Alright guys, thank you so much. And as always, don't forget to
subscribe.
Hey, whoa, where are you going? Why don't you subscribe or maybe watch another video? Come on, you know you want to. What better things do you have to do?